Recorded Books Inspirational presents an unabridged recording of Romy's Walk by Peggy Stoks, narrated by Christina Moore. This work is copyrighted 2001 by Peggy Stoks. This recording is copyrighted 2002 by Recorded Books. Romy Schmitt has secretly harbored tender feelings for the kind storekeeper Jeremiah Landis. But Jeremiah has secrets of his own. When a tragic accident forces them to reveal their unspoken feelings, they make a hasty pledge that will take a lifetime to live out. And now, Romy's Walk.
Chapter 1. Pittman, Washington Territory. Summer, 1880. "Stand clear! Runaway team!" Crossing the rough surface of Front Street on her way to Hanford's Dry Goods, Romy Schmitt looked up in terror at the pair of maddened horses and wildly careening wagon bearing down on her. For a split second she hesitated in the wide dirt track, not knowing which way to run. Gauging she was nearer her destination than the side of the street from which she had come, she picked up her skirts and raced toward safety. But as if they had read her mind, the wild-eyed horses veered in their tumultuous course, now only 30 feet distant, and charged straight toward her. The shouts of several men were drowned out by the horrific noise of pounding hooves and the rattle of the bouncing, empty wagon. Wheeling sharply, Romy intended to flee back to the other side of the street, but somehow her feet became tangled, and she sprawled face forward in the dirt. "Get up, get up, get up!" With every nerve ending on fire, she scrabbled to her hands and knees and tried to rise. But it was too late. The team was upon her. In an instant, panic gave way to a blinding white pain that obliterated all sense of time and space. A woman's screams, hers, filled the air while strong hands manipulated her body, turning her over. Far above her, fleecy white clouds wafted, unconcerned, in a sky of cobalt blue, while just over her head a cacophony of urgent male voices shouted out one thing after another. "Not the teacher! So much blood! Where's the doctor? Tourniquet! Going to die!" Their words blended together, becoming meaningless, as a peculiar numbness settled over her. Her stomach emptied at the same time her consciousness faded to a hush, and it seemed as though she traveled down a long tunnel, leaving the others behind. Warm and comfortable, she reacted with aversion to those who would not let her rest. Hands tugged at her, lifted her, caused her to cry out. Again she was aware of voices, the smell of dirt and manure, the stench of her sickness, and the pain, the dreadful, dreadful pain. "Bring her in here." She recognized the command as coming from Jeremiah Landis, proprietor of the dry goods store. Landis was a sturdily built man of about 30, with a dark beard and a head of thick, dark curls. Though he was decent and hard-working, he kept mostly to himself. In the 2 years Romy had resided in the western Washington Territory community of Pittman, she doubted he had passed more than a dozen sentences with her, outside of the requisite comments about her purchases, what goods he might or might not have, and the weather. How could she be so sure, then, that she loved him? "Put her on the counter," he commanded. As the hands deposited her on the hard wooden surface, she whimpered, making sounds she had never heard come from any human. What was happening? Why didn't it stop hurting? Why couldn't she go back to sleep? Someone was doing something with her lower limbs. Who was it? She tried sitting up to take stock of the situation, but a slight motion of her head was all she could manage. A violent episode of shuddering ensued soon afterward, making her feel as though she were packed in snow. Closing her eyes, she tried not to make a sound while vainly attempting to regain control over her body. Oh, please, God, make it stop hurting. Not far from her, she heard 2 men make a wager about whether or not her leg would come off. Come off? Were they out of their heads? How could a person's leg come off? Mr. Landis reprimanded them sharply before they had...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?